Imagine picking up a tiny bottle of vanilla extract at the grocery store. It smells sweet, warm, and comforting. You pour a few drops into a cake, cookies, or ice cream without giving it a second thought. But what if I told you that behind this small bottle lies one of the most difficult and valuable crops on Earth to produce? Every single vanilla flower blooms for just one day each year. Miss that brief window, and the flower dies without producing a single vanilla bean. Unlike many crops, vanilla can't simply rely on nature in most parts of the world. Farmers must carefully pollinate every flower by hand, one by one, using incredible precision. After that, the beans take months to grow, followed by another several months of curing before they develop the rich aroma we all recognize. One powerful cyclone, a severe drought, or even a single night of theft can wipe out an entire year's harvest. So why is real vanilla so rare, so valuable, and one of the world's most expensive spices? Let's uncover the incredible story hidden behind this everyday flavor. Long before vanilla became the world's favorite flavor, it grew wild in the lush tropical forests of eastern Mexico. Hidden among dense jungles was a remarkable plant known as the vanilla orchid. Unlike most orchids, this climbing vine produces long green pods that eventually become the fragrant vanilla beans we use today. Thousands of years ago, the Totonac civilization was the first to discover and cultivate this extraordinary plant. To them, vanilla was far more than a spice. It was a sacred gift from the gods. According to Totonac legend, vanilla was born from the blood of a princess who sacrificed her life for love, making the plant a symbol of purity and devotion. The Totonac carefully grew vanilla in their forests and used it in religious ceremonies, celebrations, and special offerings. For centuries, their knowledge of cultivating vanilla remained a closely guarded secret. Long before the rest of the world had even heard of vanilla, this rare orchid was already treasured as one of nature's greatest gifts, growing only in the rich forests of Mexico and nowhere else on Earth. For centuries, vanilla remained one of the world's greatest botanical mysteries. Although the vanilla orchid could grow in many tropical regions, it produced beans naturally only in Mexico. The reason was hidden inside the flower itself. Vanilla flowers have a unique structure that makes pollination extremely difficult. In the wild, only one tiny insect was perfectly designed for the job: the Melipona bee, a rare, stingless bee found only in the forests of Mexico. As the bee searched for nectar, it accidentally transferred pollen from one flower to another, allowing vanilla pods to grow. Without this remarkable bee, the flowers simply bloomed, withered, and fell to the ground without producing a single bean. Even when explorers carried vanilla orchids to Africa, Asia, and islands across the Indian Ocean, the plants refused to bear fruit because the Melipona bee wasn't there. For more than 300 years, this tiny insect protected Mexico's monopoly on vanilla. The world wanted vanilla, but nature had placed a secret guardian between the flower and its precious beans. It seemed impossible for any other country to grow real vanilla, until one extraordinary discovery changed everything forever. What makes vanilla one of the world's rarest and most valuable spices isn't just where it grows, it's the flower itself. The vanilla orchid produces beautiful, pale yellow-green flowers, but each one blooms for just a single day. That's right. From sunrise to sunset, the flower has only a few precious hours to be pollinated. If that tiny window is missed, the flower begins to wilt, closes forever, and falls from the vine. No pollination means no vanilla pod. No pod means no vanilla bean. Every missed flower is a lost opportunity for farmers who have spent years caring for their vines. Unlike many crops that bloom for several days or even weeks, vanilla gives farmers only one chance. During the flowering season, they must inspect their plantations every morning, searching for newly opened blossoms before time runs out. It's a race against the clock, where even a single day of bad weather or a missed inspection can mean losing part of the harvest. This incredibly short blooming period is one of the biggest reasons why real vanilla remains so rare, labor-intensive, and expensive around the world. For centuries, vanilla remained one of the world's rarest crops because it could only produce beans naturally in Mexico. Everywhere else, the vanilla orchid would grow beautiful vines and flowers, but never any vanilla pods. The missing piece was the tiny Melipona bee, the only natural pollinator of vanilla flowers. Without it, growing vanilla commercially seemed impossible. Then, in 1841, everything changed because of an extraordinary discovery made by a 12-year-old boy named Edmond Albius on the island of Reunion. Using nothing more than a small stick and his thumb, he gently lifted a thin membrane inside the flower and pressed the pollen onto the female part of the blossom. The process took only a few seconds, but it solved a mystery that had puzzled botanists for centuries. Thanks to Edmond's simple yet brilliant technique, vanilla could finally be grown outside Mexico. Today, despite modern farming technology, farmers still rely on almost the same hand pollination method. During the flowering season, workers move from vine to vine, carefully pollinating every single flower by hand. One flower at a time, one careful touch at a time. It is this painstaking human effort that makes real vanilla one of the most labor-intensive and valuable spices in the world. Growing vanilla is nothing like growing ordinary crops such as wheat, corn, or rice. It demands years of patience before a single bean can be harvested. After a vanilla vine is planted, farmers must wait 2 to 4 years before it produces its first flowers. During this time, the vines require constant care, proper shade, warm temperatures, and high humidity to survive. Once the flowers bloom and are successfully pollinated by hand, the long green vanilla pods begin to grow. But they don't mature overnight. It takes another 8 to 9 months for each bean to fully develop on the vine. Even after harvesting, the journey is far from over. Fresh vanilla beans have almost no recognizable vanilla scent. To unlock their famous flavor, farmers must carefully cure them through a long process. The beans are first dipped in hot water, then wrapped to sweat, laid out under the sun during the day, and stored in the shade at night. This cycle continues for several weeks before the beans are slowly aged for several more months. Only after this careful curing process do the beans develop their rich, sweet aroma and deep dark color. From planting the vine to producing a finished vanilla bean. The entire journey can take 3 to 5 years, making vanilla one of the most time-consuming and valuable spices on Earth. So, why does a small bottle of real vanilla cost so much? The answer lies in a perfect storm of time, labor, and risk. Unlike most crops, every vanilla flower must be pollinated by hand, one delicate blossom at a time. Farmers then wait years for the vines to mature before they can harvest a single bean. Even after harvest, the beans must go through a slow curing process that takes several more months before they develop their rich flavor and aroma. But the challenges don't end there. Vanilla farms are constantly threatened by cyclones, droughts, heavy rains, and plant diseases, any of which can destroy an entire season's crop. Because vanilla is so valuable, theft is also a major problem. In many growing regions, farmers guard their fields day and night to protect their harvest. At the same time, demand for natural vanilla continues to grow as it's used in ice cream, chocolate, cakes, perfumes, cosmetics, and hundreds of other products worldwide. With limited supply and enormous global demand, prices can rise dramatically. Every vanilla bean represents years of hard work, careful craftsmanship, and countless risks, making real vanilla one of the world's most precious and expensive spices. Today, vanilla is grown in several tropical countries, but Madagascar produces around 70–80% of the world's natural vanilla, making it the heart of the global vanilla industry. Across the island, millions of farmers and their families rely on vanilla cultivation as their primary source of income. Every harvest season, entire communities work together to pollinate flowers, care for the vines, harvest the beans, and carefully cure them for export. Once processed, vanilla travels across the globe to some of the world's biggest food and fragrance companies. It adds its signature flavor to ice cream, chocolate, cakes, cookies, soft drinks, yogurt, and desserts. Beyond food, vanilla is also a prized ingredient in perfumes, candles, cosmetics, and skincare products, thanks to its warm and comforting aroma. Despite its tiny size, the vanilla bean powers a global industry worth billions of dollars every year. From small family farms in Madagascar to supermarket shelves in cities around the world, vanilla connects millions of people through trade, craftsmanship, and one of nature's most extraordinary flavors. Every bottle of real vanilla extract carries with it the hard work of countless farmers and years of dedication. Here's something that surprises most people. Even though vanilla is one of the world's most popular flavors, most vanilla-flavored products don't contain real vanilla at all. In fact, experts estimate that 95 to 99% of vanilla-flavored foods and drinks use vanillin, a compound that mimics the taste and aroma of natural vanilla. Because real vanilla beans are rare, labor-intensive, and expensive, manufacturers often choose synthetic vanillin, which is far cheaper and easier to produce. Today, vanillin can be made from various sources, including wood pulp, clove oil, and other natural or laboratory-based processes. While it captures the familiar vanilla flavor, it lacks the rich complexity of genuine vanilla beans, which contain hundreds of natural flavor compounds that create their unique aroma. Only a small percentage of products, such as premium ice creams, gourmet desserts, and high-quality vanilla extracts, are made with real vanilla beans. So the next time you buy a vanilla-flavored product, take a closer look at the label. If it says pure vanilla extract or real vanilla, you're experiencing one of the world's most precious natural spices. Otherwise, you're most likely tasting vanillin, the affordable substitute that has become the hidden flavor behind most of the world's vanilla products. The next time you open a bottle of real vanilla extract or enjoy the sweet aroma of vanilla in your favorite dessert, take a moment to think about the incredible journey behind that familiar flavor. You're not just tasting a common ingredient, you're experiencing one of the most labor-intensive spices on Earth. Every vanilla bean begins as a delicate orchid flower that blooms for only a single day. Within those few precious hours, each flower must be carefully pollinated by hand, one blossom at a time, by skilled farmers. After that, the beans spend months growing on the vine, followed by another long curing process that slowly develops the rich aroma the world loves. Behind every bottle of pure vanilla are years of patience, countless hours of hard work, and generations of farming knowledge passed down through families. It's a story of nature, perseverance, and human dedication. From the tropical forests of Mexico to the vanilla farms of Madagascar, this remarkable spice has traveled across centuries to become a treasured ingredient in kitchens around the world. The next time you taste real vanilla, remember, you're enjoying far more than a flavor. You're experiencing one of history's most extraordinary agricultural achievements.